A lot of basketball players always ask, what is like the best basketball brand? There really isn't one. Every brand has great offerings, which you should always go and like, as a customer, look at to see what your options are. Not only with tech, but also pricing. However, if I were to pick one brand, this probably would be it. Yo, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look at two different Wade models. This is from like an offshoot of the li-ning brand. So there's li-ning and then there's the Way of Wade brand. Technically two separate entities, much like Nike and Jordan, but they all use the same materials, the same tech, all that kind of stuff, the same factories. So very much in line with what li-ning is doing, but Wade I think is doing it, I don't want to say better, they're just doing it way more aggressively. Like that's the thing that I've noticed, like li-ning's kind of doing their thing. Meanwhile, the Wade brand is super aggressive, especially with these new models and their pricing. Like all of their pricing has gotten much better with the exception of the Wade 10. That shoe is expensive. So with that being said, we've got two brand new models. Both of these I feel like could be a Kyrie.
What?
A Kyrie with cushion. Crazy cushion, by the way.
I'm listening.
And that would be the Wade Shadow 4s, which are these pink ones. These are already discounted, by the way. They released with a retail price of, I believe it was like $120-ish, which is already a pretty good bang for your buck if you're considering all the tech that they used in here. But I just recently saw them for a discounted rate of $99, and this is on the US store, not the overseas store. So if you're a US customer and you were interested in trying out a brand like this, they actually do have the US-based website, which is wayofwade.com. And then we have these. These also remind me a lot of a Kyrie. Like if Kyrie were to sign with any brand, I know that Saya's a big player in the, I don't know what you call it, but just the talking of like, where is Kyrie gonna go if he goes anywhere? And I could tell because for one, I'm friends with Devlin over there at Saya. So like I've seen some things which are awesome. I'm not gonna tell you what they are, but trust me, they're cool. But those videos are constantly just getting views lately, which is crazy because the way that the YouTube thing works is by searches. So if people aren't searching for the shoe, it means that it's still like under the radar. So this shoe though hasn't even released yet, at least not stateside. This is the All City 11. So last year we did two different versions. It was the All City 10s and then the All City 10 V2s, I believe. Both great models, but this one steps it up a notch. And again, like when you look at both of these, especially the tooling is where I'm just like, bro, these, you kind of did this on purpose. Like these like Kyrie's, man, they're like rounded. These feel awesome. I'm telling you, man, if you hoop and you're like serious about like the products that you wear on court, look at something like this, man. It's a little bit different. You'll be the only one in the gym with these and you'll probably be breaking ankles just like Kyrie. So yeah, I think that these are really dope. I don't think that these were designed with Kyrie in mind. I just think that they were like doing what that line does, which is getting you all of those aspects of performance in a different package, obviously with a different brand. And I think that if Kyrie has tried these shoes, which I don't know if he has, but if he has, I think that he would support it, much like he supported today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is the good folks over at Sole Premise. And just in case you are unaware of what Sole Premise is, Sole Premise offers premium bags and goods for pretty much all of your daily needs. So they've got backpacks, which is what I recently saw Kyrie wearing. It was like one of their premium leather bags, which are personally my favorite. They're like their normal size backpack, but they can fit a few pairs of shoes in there. They also have a sports bag, which is really dope. That thing can fit hella shoes in it, or a couple pairs of shoes and a basketball, which I just used for our LA hoop session with our great WearTesters Discord community. And there is even more stuff on there, but I don't have enough time to talk about all of it. All you need to know is that if you were interested in anything from Sole Premise, we do have a link down below in the description box. It'll send you over to Sole Premise's website, but don't check out until you use this promo code right here. It's WearTesters, and it will save you a grip of money. Trust me, like it's almost half off. It's awesome. You're welcome. And with that being said, these both feel like bangers, man. Like these feel incredible. So first we're gonna talk about these bad boys right here. This is the Wade Shadow 4s, obviously the fourth version of the Shadow line. The tooling, again, very Kyrie-esque. So if you've played in Kyrie's before, you're probably gonna love the way that this all feels as far as mobility and everything goes. However, they've added a ton of stability to the tooling, which I think is awesome. So we've got this midfoot wrap right here, which you can kind of see, it's like translucent and stuff. It acts as a torsional plate, but it also wraps up the midfoot areas to cage you on that footbed. So if you're super harsh on your lateral movements, then that little bar right there is actually going to keep you on the footbed a lot better than if it wasn't there at all. And even though they've got all of those support features, they're not lackluster on cushion. So the main foam source is their cloud cushioning. Essentially, it's just like EVA. It's a lightweight foam. And then in the forefoot, we actually have boom cushion. And as far as the feel goes, when you first put them on, a little stiff, but once you break them in, hot damn, these are comfortable. Also, something that I don't think that this brand or any Chinese brand gets enough credit for is their traction is funny, dude. Like, you could just feel how grippy this is with your fingers. Then when I take them over there to our little hardwood stage over there, this stuff grips like nobody's business, and half the time it's screechy as shit. Now the upper is where things get more in line with what you see with every other brand. It's all textile crap, it's all plastic. I don't like it. It was very interesting when this type of stuff first came out because I was like, ooh, this is different. And then once I started feeling it, I was like, I don't like this. Like, it feels like I'm wearing an action figure on my feet. Don't like it at all. What I will say is that they are able to make their uppers very lightweight but very supportive while also being super breathable. So if you like all of that stuff, then cool. Now as far as the fit is concerned on the Shadow 4s, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, that's what I would go with if you're confused on your sizing when you are online shopping, because this is one of those shoes that's just not in stores, unfortunately, in the US. So go with your Euro size or your centimeter size when you're looking at the box label, and look at your size tags on like whatever you're wearing, like your Nike or Jordan products, New Balance, Puma, all that stuff. Make sure that you look at those other numbers and match those up too, because that's what's going to really like help you out, like to get the best proper fit. Also, real quick, the insoles are totally removable. I don't know if I would remove them though, because these are really awesome insoles. The Wade brand has always been great at this, or li-ning. So this is a really comfortable insole to go along with the Cloud and the Boom cushioning systems. Now, if you wanted to go low so that you're more like a Kyrie, again, this is going to be kind of like that shoe. This is not a shoe that I have seen on the Wade site yet. I know that they released overseas so far, but I have not yet seen them available here stateside. But again, this is the Wade All City 11, so it's the new version of one of the best basketball shoes from last year, which is really cool. And much like last year, and much like the Shadow 4s, the traction, look, I mean, just look at it, dude. Tell me you don't look at this and be like, yeah, that looks awesome. So yeah, we've got herringbone from top to bottom. It's two different types of rubber, at least on this colorway. So the exterior is translucent and then the interior is solid rubber. However, one of the things that the Wade, and not just the Wade brand, but like most of these Chinese brands, so like Anta and all that stuff, it doesn't really matter what rubber compound they're using, because they're using premium rubber compounds throughout all of their models, whether they're clear rubber or not. So you're gonna get great traction no matter what, which is really great. Now, you don't have the midfoot cage that the Shadow 4s have. However, you do have a full TPU midsole wrap. So if you're familiar with some of the old Boost models, like the Hardens, the Explosives, they had a lateral wrap, and then the internal or the medial side would be exposed Boost cushion. What these actually have is an internal full-length Boom cushion setup. So what the Shadows right here have in the forefoot, the All City 11s have everywhere. So they're not playing around with this one. And on top of that, this model still doesn't break the bank. Like, these are usually about 150 bucks or less.
Shut up and take my money.
And much like the Shadow 4s, the upper and material on these guys very much in line with what every other brand is offering as far as performance goes. A lot of textiles, a lot of overlays that are synthetics, and some of them are actually TPUs or fuses. So like right here at the toe or the high wear areas, you got some plastics, whereas the back area, it's all synthetic, but at least there's some overlays. So for me, this looks better than just all plastic and mesh everything. Something that's interesting though is that they got little fly wire right there at the base of the lace. So the very first one are the cables. So that's supposed to help you stay on the footbed, but so is the sculpting of the midsole. So you're actually cupped in here, which is awesome. The rest of everything is pretty traditional. So you got a traditional throat and eye stay area. Something that's not traditional though is these weird ass, you see that? It looks like lace. And I don't know if this is a performance thing. All I know is that when you like pull these tight, they don't have a lot of stretch, but I wonder if the little knots that are throughout are supposed to catch the other lace as they're intertwined with one another when you do your little bow. And so maybe it doesn't come untied, I don't know. The insole on this particular model, also awesome. It's a little bit fluffier. So this one is going to aid in just adding that, like, I don't know what you would call it, just like a slightly bouncy setup. So very similar to a full-length Zoom setup, only it's the full-on midsole. The sizing on this particular shoe, again, is true to size. So whatever you typically wear in other brands, that's what I would go with. If you need help, make sure that you look at the other size options, the centimeters, the Euro size, all of that stuff, and match them up as best as you can with what's inside your current shoe. That way you get the best fit possible. And yeah, that pretty much takes care of these guys. I think these are both really great shoes, especially for performance. Like, and I really can't get over how much they look like if Kyrie signed a li-ning or the Wade brand, whatever, like I can see them putting these on his feet right away and him just going out there and busting ass. ass. He would bust ass in any shoe, let's be honest. But these shoes look more like what we're used to already playing in from his Nike line. So if you wanted something very similar to that, then we have two options right here. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about both of these down below in the comment section. Also, are you wondering where Kyrie is going to go to? And if you are, where do you want him to go? Not where do you think he'll go, but where do you want him to go? But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these again down below in the comment section. We'll catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one.